In this demo, we'll configure Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol, or EIGRP. Our topology is a 5-router setup, as you can see in the diagram. We've already set up routers 2 and 3 on the left and routers 4 and 5 on the right. We need to set up router 1 in the middle and configure it to use EIGRP so all the routers can talk to each other. Let's start on router 1. Let's enter show run so we can see how it's currently set up. You can see we've already set up the IP addresses. We have the serials shut down again, as you can see right here. Shut down, shut down. Remember, we've done that on purpose so that we must configure EIGRP. You can see we have no dynamic routing protocol running. There's no OSPF and no EIGRP. We have no static routes. We don't have anything in here. Because we have these serials shut off, the only thing this router knows is that it's directly connected, which happens to be its fast Ethernet. Let's go to router 2, which is on the far left in the topology. Let's enter show run and then check it out. Here you can see we have EIGRP running. We have the serial connected and the fast Ethernet for the LANs connected as well. Here is the router EIGRP and the network statement with a no auto summary. You can see we have EIGRP already configured here, as well as on the other routers as we mentioned. Let's go back over to router 1 and get it configured. The first thing we want to do is to go into global config. Then we type router EIGRP and give it an autonomous system number. This is different than what you would do with OSPF. This number has to match, and it has to match throughout the topology or throughout the autonomous system. We used 10 on the other router, so we have to type 10 here. We'll press enter. Now we'll use a network statement. We're going to type network, and let's enter the entire 10.10.0.0, 0.0.255.255. Now, you might be familiar with OSPF. Notice that there is a difference between OSPF and EIGRP. For EIGRP, we don't have to put that wildcard mask of 0.0.255.255. EIGRP configures classfully. That means if we entered only 10.10.0.0, it would interpret that as 10.0.0 because that's a Class A address. It will default to give it a Class A mask or a Class A wildcard mask in order to define its range. Similar to what we did in OSPF, we define the range for interfaces that are participating with EIGRP and sending out hello packets. We'll program it like this so we can be more specific. Then we need to add a no auto summary statement at the end. This prevents EIGRP from auto-summarizing networks that it may know. That's a good thing. If you remember from our discussions in the videos, with auto-summarization, we could be advertising networks that we don't have. This is especially true with the 10 network because it's a huge network. That's a lot of IP addresses to advertise that we own when we don't have the subnet behind us. If we don't have the information, we're accepting packets that we won't know what to do with. We're going to add no auto summary because we don't want it to summarize automatically. We could do it manually anywhere in EIGRP if we wanted to. We type router EIGRP10, just like we did here, and press enter. Then enter the network statement, network 10.10.0.0, 0.0.255.255. Next, we enter a no auto summary command, and it's done. We'll type exit and go back. We go on to the interfaces because, if you remember, we shut them down. We enter no shut. Then we go to the other interface and enter no shut for that interface. We'll sit here and watch the magic happen. We should see neighbors pop up. There's one neighbor here, 6, and now 2. Perfect. There's neighbor 6, and there's neighbor 2. That's outstanding. Neighbor 6 is router 3, and neighbor 2 is router 4. We know that because we know the IP addresses of those routers. Now, we want to see what we have in our routing table. We enter show IP route. We have D routes. See all these Ds on the left? Remember, the keys are listed up here if we ever get confused. D stands for EIGRP. It learned of these routes here. Let's highlight them all. There's 4 of them there. Then we have a couple down here. It learned all those routes by EIGRP and exchanging the information. EIGRP, like OSPF, sends out hello packets, and it builds a topology database. Then it takes the topology database and runs an algorithm against it. That's what gives you the routing table. That's it for this demo. In this demo, we configured EIGRP routing.